It practiced with a replica crown on any head that would stand still long enough for him to try it. And it looks like he nailed the moment there. After these moments inside the church, Queen Camilla also received her crown. She was enthroned. Both king and queen receiving communion inside Westminster Abbey. 2,000 people in attendance for this 2-hour ceremony, what the palace is calling something of a slimmed down ceremony when compared to the 8,000 who packed into Westminster Abbey 70 years ago for Queen Elizabeth's coronation. After the ceremony, they proceeded in the historic gold coach through the streets of London for the 1.5 mile route from Westminster Abbey back into Buckingham Palace. But again, point of comparison, it was a 5-mile procession that Queen Elizabeth took back in 1953. So that catches you up to date if you're just joining us. Early in the United States for our coronation coverage, Keir Simmons has been alongside me this morning. And look at those pictures, Keir. Everybody cramming forward, trying to catch a glimpse of what we're about to witness here, which is the royal family appearing at the balcony of Buckingham Palace.
That's right, Savannah. And by the way, the bells of Westminster Abbey you can hear behind me are still ringing some time after the ceremony. But of course, the attention now there in the world famous Mall and that balcony, that Buckingham Palace balcony. A little secret, and I know you know this too, Savannah, because you were given a little tour of the palace. They've actually been doing construction work inside the palace. So in order to get to the balcony, members of the royal family are going to have to find their way through a few dusty halls, areas that, you know, are going to have to climb over, perhaps not climb over, but navigate their way around a few obstacles. So it's going to be fun to watch them walk out onto the balcony. And of course, the big question being, who will be there? Of course, the King and Queen, inevitably the Prince and Princess of Wales, and their, I should imagine, of course, their children, Prince George, Charlotte, and Louis. And I mean, we're all going to watch, aren't we, for Louis? I mean, Louis is so much fun, let's put it that way. Just seeing him in the Mall, where the crowds are now, in that carriage, it looked to me, I mean, all of the children were waving, it looked to me as if Louis was shouting at the crowds, calling out as they made their way back to the palace. So for William and Kate, 3 children to look after at a moment like this, knowing that the world's cameras are on them. And again, that's the great thing about this balcony moment. It is, of course, a moment of symbolism, but it's also a chance to see the interaction between the family. And then, of course, Prince Harry. It looks as if he's gone back to Buckingham Palace. He's certainly here at the Abbey, joined other members of the royal family, climbed into cars behind the procession. Is there even a chance, a small, little, 1% chance that he might be on that balcony too? I have to say, I still think it's unlikely, but it would be incredible. It would be a great moment of unity, and I suppose really great for his father, the King.
People would certainly be heartened to see it. We will have the answer in a few moments, but for now, it's thousands upon thousands of people thronging toward the palace, hoping to get a glimpse of whatever that view may hold. I'm going to go to Molly Hunter, who is along the procession route, and I imagine now being thronged herself with people trying to get a good vantage point. Molly.
Yeah, Savannah, we're going to sprint up there ourselves just around the corner to get our view. I'm just looking up the Mall away from Buckingham Palace, and it looks like police have filled about 3/4 of the Mall, and you can see on the screen of the public. They have umbrellas, they are waving their flags, and all the crowds around us are moving to the top of the Mall to get in those crowds as police work people towards Buckingham Palace. Everyone that we were speaking to in the last couple of days, Savannah, we have spoken about the die-hard faithful who have been camping out in this lovely British weather for the last several days. Everyone told me their plan was to be here through the procession and then almost immediately ditch their bags, ditch their tents, run up to the top of the Mall and try to get in line so that they could get a view of that Buckingham Palace famous wave. Savannah, I do just want to say the other moment that really caught us when we were standing right here next to the procession, of course, was the kids. They were so kind of really animated, waving to everyone. And I would say, as exciting as it was for King Charles and Queen Camilla to go by and wave to them, the crowd here really reacted to the littlest Wales children. And so I think there will be a lot of eyes, of course, on the littlest Wales children up on that balcony, which is what we expect.
Well, as a mother of children that very age, I have to say I hold my breath and smile every time they show those little ones on camera, because with kids that age, you just never know. I want to turn to Simon Lewis, who is the former communications director for Queen Elizabeth, and you're at a perfect vantage point to kind of take us behind the scenes now here, Simon, as we await the balcony moment. What might be going on behind those palace doors? Like, is it a bit of a comfort break and a sit down? Are they perhaps negotiating over, okay, who's going to come up on the balcony? What might transpire in these few moments that we have?
First, I think a big sense of relief. That was a long, long service, so I should think there'd be a sense of just chilling out for a few minutes. I mean, the late Queen always liked a large dubonnet after an event like that, and they had to be mixed very carefully, so it may well be that tradition continues. And her mother also liked a stiff dubonnet, so I think there'll be a little bit of chilling out. And as you just heard, Buckingham Palace is undergoing quite a few renovations, and that room that they come out through, that centre room, actually, if you can't go through it directly, it's quite a complex way into it, so that'll be interesting. And there'll be quite a few members of the palace staff, the footmen, etc., waiting to choreograph that moment when the windows get open and the doors get open. So that will have been thought through very carefully. As you say, we don't know exactly who's going to come up, but I think what's so important about this work is the symbolism. This is the message about the future of the royal family, so we should, I think, expect that that's the kind of core message about the core royal family. The Prince of Wales said, when he was the Prince of Wales, that he wanted to have a smaller working royal family. I think that's what we're going to see most visibly in the next half hour. So what a wonderful sight to see all those people on the ballot. It's a fantastic sight. It's fine thing, actually, and it's wonderful to see them out in such terrible weather as well.
Well, thank you for the visual of perhaps the royals having to step over a bit of a construction site to make their way to the balcony this afternoon. Not sure if they'll be in the royal robes, but the degree of difficulty only gets higher when you're talking about crowns and robes and jewels and scepters. Not sure if they'll be having any of that royal regalia when he does make his way to the balcony, but we will continue to watch and see. We will also continue to watch and wait for the weather, because there is expected or planned, weather permitting, a flyover or a fly past, as they say here in England, of the Royal Air Force. And we all remember, of course, that iconic moment with Prince Louis, the last flyover, found it to be a little bit loud, covering his ears, a little bit loud at the moment, making the whole world fall in love with him.
Savannah, my latest intel from people I know are saying that the fly past is going ahead, but a reduced fly past. It might just be the Red Arrows and the helicopters, not the rest of the 60 aircraft we were expecting. So better than nothing, but not the full Monty.
Okay, well, we will see. We will hope. You never know. The skies could part, as they say in London. If you don't like the weather, wait a minute. I would revise it to wait 10 seconds or so. Keir Simmons is over at Westminster Abbey and is joined now by someone who was inside for the service. Keir.
That's right, Savannah. As we watch those members of the public in the Mall make their way down to try and see the royal family on the Buckingham Palace balcony, with me is Manju Mali, who was in the Abbey for the service. You're a chef, a charity worker, and now a guest at the Coronation.
Who ever thought? It's unbelievable, but it was wonderful.
What was it like? I mean, that's what we all know.
Yes, yeah. Actually, it was like my local church all singing together.
That's your local church?
Yes.
Westminster Abbey, the
With
Coronation.
all the bells and whistles.
Right, no kidding.
Everything, and the king being there.
Yeah.
Because
He
we
was lucky he's showing up.
yes, absolutely. We were more involved than I expected to be. So, we had to sing, follow our...
You have this is the. Can you just come back to the camera? That's fabulous. So, if you can see this, this is the order of
Yes, the fantastic. It was awesome. The acoustics was brilliant. No, it was great. I never experienced anything like this.
Yeah, I heard you saying before today that one of the things for you was that was so special was talking about your heritage, your parents as immigrants, I think, and just what it was like to just be invited.
Absolutely. I'm really happy for other people who are happy for me, and they're really proud of me to be present in the Abbey. So I'm sort of like flying the flag for everyone, really. I'd like to think for people who really feel maybe isolated, have been persecuted in some way, or have faced racism, but it's now a sense of belonging and inclusion, and that's really lovely, and I feel good about it.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you very much. What a day. What an incredible day.
Yeah, lovely.
Thank you. Samantha, was right back to you.
I think everyone's happy for her. What a moment to be inside and to witness history. And we continue to cover the coronation of King Charles, and we await that balcony moment, and we're not alone in that waiting. You see throngs of people, thousands upon thousands, who've been camped out on the streets of London to glimpse their piece of history, now rushing forward, trying to get a glimpse of that shot, the balcony, where we expect any moment now to see King Charles, Queen Camilla, and any number of the royal family members come out and give a wave to the crowd. Molly Hunter is along with the other royal faithful, trying to get a good shot there, right there on the Mall. Tell us what you see.
Samantha, we are now amid the crowds. Are you excited? Okay, so what has happened is all the crowds lining the Mall have now been let onto the Mall to get close to Buckingham House. They've now just gone very quiet, but are you excited to see the balcony? These are people, Samantha, the rain is coming down. These are people so excited to see that moment. How long have you been waiting? How many hours have you been out here? Overnight, days. Samantha, they're so excited, and they will wait. It is pouring rain. People are putting down their umbrellas, obviously, to pack the crowds in, waving flags. And I gotta say, everyone is in a very, very good mood, and there are a lot of very wet-looking people, very soggy-looking people out here, and they are waving flags, and they cannot wait for this moment. This is what a lot of these people who might have been in Green Park, who are far away from the Gold State carriage when it came down here, the Gold State coach, excuse me. But this is the moment that they will be able to see that balcony from back here on the Mall, Savannah.
Well, they have their own personal pump-up crew when they pass your live shot, Molly. Thank you very much. We will continue to await that moment. Our cameras have the best view, so stay with us. Our coverage of the coronation of King Charles III and that iconic moment will be with us right after these messages.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Check. Psych. And I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? You got no game. Dude, that's a foul. And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Thanks, bro.
Take a lap, rookie.
Real mature.
Sometimes the lows of bipolar depression feel darkest before dawn. With Capilita, there's a chance to let the light shine through and light tomorrow with the hope from today. This is a chance to let in the light. Capilita is a once daily pill that is proven to deliver significant relief across bipolar depression. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Capilita treats both bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 depression. And in clinical trials, movement disorders and weight gain were not common.
Call your doctor about sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Report fever, confusion, stiff, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be life-threatening or permanent. These aren't all of the serious side effects.
In the darkness of bipolar 1 and 2 depression, Capilita can help you let in the light. Ask your doctor about Capilita today. Find savings and support at Capilita.com.
This is what it looks and feels like.
The bigger piece of the puzzle. Here's some of the stories we're watching tonight.
How much water ultimately will be forced inland?
Whenever it happens, wherever you are, NBC News. Stream free now.
The funny thing about change is, it's never around when you want it. And you really want it when you have an instant game from the Michigan Lottery. With so many to choose from and millions in cash prizes, a little play can make your day. Play large, win large. The new instant games with top prizes up to $2 million and over $179 million in total prizes.
The time to save is now on all our comfort mattresses at Gardner White. Save up to $500 on closeouts. In stock with free same-day delivery. Plus, save more with 0% financing up to 60 months. High comfort, price cut, and price cut again. Now just $11.99 with free extras. Right now, take an extra 10% off the lowest price. Plus, we pay your tax. It's the lowest price ever on iComfort. That's why there's Gardner White and no one else.
Hello, Ron. Canadian flag.
Well, they've arrived. Here are the royal faithful right here at Buckingham Palace, right behind our shot here, Wilfred and Daisy. A few thousand of Molly Hunter's best friends just down the mouth here, and they're coming at a quite quick pace, actually, to go try to get to the front of the gates and see that balcony shot right behind us.
Exactly. None of them want to be trapped behind the Queen Victoria's statue in the middle. They want to get round to the side so they can get a really good view.
Some of them are actually running. You can feel the excitement. They're getting that burst of energy they probably needed after days of the rain and sitting out on the streets.
Probably not still feeling in their feet because it is quite chilly.
And then, Buckingham House set up this nice stands for people to watch the coronation, see this balcony moment, and they all cheered when the crowd got here. So we're getting a nice little moment of energy here in the crowd, and people are really enjoying it. Meghan Fitzgerald is in central London, and she's been watching as all of this has unfolded. Hi, Meghan. Oh, we just lost Megan. Okay, you know what? She probably decided I'm going to try to get a better view. I'm going to come closer as well, and who can blame her? Because this is history in the making.
It is, and of course, it's the first time that King Charles will have his own moment on the balcony, and obviously a very real moment to see the appreciation of the people and to give it back to them, to wave back to them. In fact, waving from the balcony only started in the 1960s. Previously, they'd just stand there silently. And then, of course, from the 1980s, we got a new edition, which was a few royal kisses, reserved, of course, for weddings. But I will throw it out there. We've been debating, will we see Harry, will we see something? Will we see a kiss between the King and Queen? It's not a wedding. Daisy's rolling her eyes. She thinks, Wilfred, you are pathetic. I think give the people what they want. This is her moment where they finally accepted fully.
I have to say, I had a vision in my head of Camilla and Charles attempting to have a kiss wearing their crown.
Yes, let's have it.
And then the crown's falling off, tumbling over the edge of the balcony.
You guys are getting deliriously hopeful. Well, we could all wish for such a moment, but we shall see if there are kisses or just waves. Perhaps if Prince Louis is there, he'll provide a little excitement as well. No matter what they do, these are the folks who have waited and sacrificed and really wanted to be there to witness history, and they're about to have their moment. You can feel the energy just brighten up just by the presence here, which is fun. Being here is great, that it is, but back in New York City, we actually have folks up early. Emily Aketa, our correspondent, is with them at a British pub there in New York City, in the city that never sleeps. And are they feeling the excitement there, Emily?
Absolutely, Savannah. Those early alarm clocks did not dull the excitement here at this British-inspired pub, Joneswood Foundry. These folks started filing in at 5 a.m. to witness this history-making moment. And when you think about the historic aspects, one of them on full display behind me and throughout this entire pub, the live stream of an event, everyone excited to see the coronation of King Charles. And everywhere you look, you can kind of see a nod to the culture, whether it be the cutout of King Charles, the fascinators on people's head, maybe it's some of the flags. One of the standout moments we saw, Savannah, was when the crown was placed onto King Charles' head. Everyone in here burst into applause. They were cheering and they yelled, "God save the King." A very exciting moment, and you can see again that transcontinental excitement on full display throughout this historic day, Savannah.
Emily, a good reminder that the world is watching. Meghan Fitzgerald is back in business in central London. Hi, Meghan.
Savannah, listen, rain or shine, as you know, the Brits came out to have a good time, to celebrate. What we're seeing here is a traditional street party, something that we're seeing all across the United Kingdom. The bunting is up, the music is playing, the table's set, albeit a little empty right now because people are moving around, getting the, in the mood of things. But over here, we want to pan and show you, we also have the vendors. So people have been eating and enjoying themselves. I can certainly confirm that we have heard several bottles of champagne being popped. Moments ago, there was a parade through the streets of Chelsea here on King Street, where we saw retired veterans. And in just a matter of minutes, we know that there's going to be a stream of dogs, King Charles Spaniels, that are going to be coming through the streets here. This is a celebration. People tell me, look, it's Britain. So if we didn't come out in the rain, then we would never come out and celebrate. So they're having a good time, and this is certainly a joyous occasion. Savannah?
It is indeed, Megan. Thank you. And people are still coming forward. There's still room. If you leave now, no, I'm just kidding. I think you've launched your shot, but people are still cramming in there, and actually quite a lovely and polite crowd as far as we can see from here, considering the circumstances.
And I know that they were hoovering the balcony earlier today. They were vacuuming it, and they were thinking, well, how mucky can it be? Well, now you can absolutely bet that somebody will be out there sweeping it, trying to get all the rain off the balcony before any royal robes come out with kings and queens in it. And we know that after the fly past, after the balcony, we know there is going to be what they're calling an informal lunch for the king and queen and the rest of the family. Lots of questions being asked about whether Harry will be going to that lunch as well. But also, traditionally, Charles doesn't eat lunch, so that's unusual for him. He's obviously he's breaking his fast. Maybe the Coronation Day.
I was going to say maybe there's a coronation exception to the no lunch rule, and he probably needs the sustenance after an early morning and a long day. But smiles are bright. Look at the crowd out there waving their flags. These are the royal faithful. These are the true believers. These are the ones who want to be out there and say, I was there. I saw King Charles on his coronation day. A lot of times when you talk to folks in the crowd, they say, I came because my grandmother told me she was there for Elizabeth's coronation. So there's, for many people, a deep personal reason to be here.
And there's also such a generational aspect we've seen in the reporting all through this week, but by Molly and colleagues today. Young children who have been there overnight with their parents and grandparents. So whilst, of course, Daisy's absolutely right that the generational aspects in the polling doesn't carry through to younger generations as strongly, there are all ages now coming forward here. And you mentioned thousands. If this fills up and the Mall is still full behind them, we're talking tens of thousands, and I'm sure the drones will be up doing the exact head count. But it's a fantastic turnout given this weather.
And Savannah, you're right. My mother was at the Queen's coronation, not in the Abbey, but her father was a senior Royal Marine military man, and so they had a ticketed place along the Mall where they had seats built up. And she's in her mid-80s now. She's still talking about it. She talks to her grandchildren, my children, about it. So it is one of those moments that these people we're looking at there, they will be telling their children and grandchildren, I was there on the day.
Maybe their grandchildren will be witnessing the coronation of Prince William or, here we go, here they come. King Charles and Queen Camilla on the balcony, and the crowd roars. King Charles and Queen Camilla surrounded by the pages who helped them so ably today. And of course, Prince George, the eldest grandson, one of those pages. And now another door opens and we see more members of the royal family fill out that balcony in the moment that quite literally the world has been waiting for.
broad presence of royals there, as you can see. Edward, the King's brother, is there on the far left. Presumably, therefore, we will see Anne as well.
Every time someone new files out, the crowd roars, and this is where we really depend on our royal spotters, Daisy and Gil, to let us know who we see when we take that wider shot. But imagine the conversation that's going on between these two.
And we can already see little Louis is playing up to the crowd. You can see him on the left next to his sister Charlotte, as Wilf was saying. I've got the Wessexes, or as they were, the Edinburghs, on the far left.
The Duke of Kent on the far right. So again, quite a distant cousin of the King's now. So,
but they are sticking to the working royal rule, obviously apart from the children and the pages there. And you've got a sign there of the blended family. So the Queen's pages being her 3 grandsons and her great nephew, and then of course George and 3 other 13-year-olds being the King's pages.
So the only working role we can't see yet, but she did have a big role, of course, in the procession, is Anne.
I'm guessing she is rather soggy.
She's probably rather
drying off.
But of course, to state the obvious, no Andrew, no Harry, no Beatrice, no Eugenie.
So this is the vision of the slimmed down monarchy that has been so talked about in these last few days. Slimmed down certainly by virtue of the Queen's passing, but then also Harry departing, Prince Andrew no longer being essentially forced out from being a working royal. And so this is the image of the future. And we just saw Princess Royal, so pretty.
Still in her Putin Royals uniform, and the thistle elements to that uniform that she's wearing. The rain is still very heavy, but the crowds are, the noise is very, very loud here. There's Charlotte in her Alexander McQueen dress, and Louis. That's the new royal wave. And here come the helicopters of the flypast.
Reduced flypast. And of course, there's the aspect of the hard and fast rule, the kind of get out of jail free clause that the King can use. Only working royals are attending this. But at the same time, he is trying to handle a PR battle and talk about a slimmed down royal family. So if you start to add members that aren't doing work for the family, it just changes that debate as much as we would have all liked to have seen Harry up there.
Well, there's some kind of fly past that's about to unfold, but the rain is now officially a pouring rain here in London. And the royals are gamely on the balcony, unclear if they have much cover up there. So we have the helicopters and the red arrows, which are the acrobatic planes. Those are the aircraft that are coming over. We're starting to hear them. Let's see. They are just behind us. Here they come.
The original intention was for 68 aircraft and for the flight pass to take 6 minutes. I'm not clear exactly how many in the reduced flight pass will be going overhead.
They're overhead as we speak. The crowd loves the wave, and we got our royal flyover. Perhaps not the one with the fighter jets that some had hoped for, but we got there nonetheless.
We've got a couple of quite loud his ears this time, alas. Here comes, I think, the red arrows to finish things off.
We're hearing spontaneous chants of God Save the King in the crowd. Spirits are high. And that was cool.
That was worth the wait.
The red arrows up, he gets a smile from King Charles and Queen Camilla. What a moment. That military flyover capping off an extraordinary day here in London. King Charles is coronated, as is Queen Camilla, and now members of the working royal family on the balcony, and we hear the national anthem. Let's listen. Charles was 4 years old the last time he stood on that balcony on Coronation Day. He waited 70 long years for that moment.
And he looked that he is as a little boy. And of course, his mother wearing the crown. He, of course, knows that his reign can't possibly be anywhere as long as his mother's. And he's talked in private and occasionally publicly about that feeling that he wants to achieve as much as he can in what will be a relatively short reign. He's the oldest newly crowned king ever.
I also think he'll be reflecting on how relatively well the first 8 months of his reign have gone. That was a universally positive appearance on the balcony. As was discussed earlier, had he become king in the late 90s or the early 2000s, I don't think it would have been like that. And I think what is fair to say is that King Charles was immediately more popular than Prince Charles. He got a bump the day he became king. For the rest of his reign, it will now be delivering on his service, and I think he'll be held to account in a way that perhaps the Queen was not. But it's gone well so far.
Has, and I want to turn to our British historian Tim Bouvier, who's with us, and in a way, ensuring the survival of the monarchy is perhaps his primary role. Making sure that it continues to be a healthy part of British society has to be at the top of his agenda.
Well, I think he would consider his primary role to be to serve the nation and the Commonwealth, but certainly as far as his service goes to the family and the institutions, the survival of the monarchy is certainly a secondary priority to him. We've had a 10-year interregnum in the 17th century when we didn't have a monarchy, and that didn't go very well. That's one of the reasons why most of the crown jewels you're seeing are not nearly as old as the coronation ceremony themselves, because they were melted down in that 10 years we were a republic. And Republican feeling has definitely grown in the 21st century. But I think he will show that he's got great fortitude. He's supported by the Queen, no longer the Queen Consort, and the Prince and Princess of Wales. I think that he has a very, very fair chance of seeing the monarchy passed down to the next generation as healthily as he took it on.
Part of vast responsibilities that he has now as Kington. Thank you very much. I want to go to Simon Lewis, former communications director for Queen Elizabeth, and you have had in that position an opportunity to get to know Charles a bit. I wonder what you were thinking as you saw him on the balcony, adorned in his royal robes and crown upon his head. And while I guess we're getting an encore, so hold that thought. Let's go back to the balcony. Because King Charles and Queen Camilla have come for a second look at this crown.
I think he obviously must be tremendously relieved this has gone so well, but I think he looked a little pensive. He's king, and this country's going through a challenging time, and I think his inbox is going to have some quite big issues in it, in terms of things like the Commonwealth, the future of the Commonwealth, how the monarchy can re-engage with younger people, the whole question of what the future of the monarchy looks like. He's fully equipped to deal with those issues, but there is a burden to being the sovereign, and he's very well prepared for it. And this has been a tremendous day, a fantastic day, but now in a sense the hard work begins, and I think the message about the working family around him in the balcony was exactly the right one, because it can't be just the burden of the sovereign, it has to be the family, the slimmed down family. So I think the message is absolutely spot on. Put this hard work ahead.
Indeed, there is. I'll return to Katie Nichols, Vanity Fair royal correspondent. There were some hopes, perhaps long shot hopes, that perhaps Harry would be out on that balcony, some sign of a family thaw. It was not to be, but he did come. He came to London to be there for his father on this important day, and that gesture, of course, does not go unnoticed.
No, he was here. I think it would have been as much of a miracle had it stopped raining for Prince Harry to have been up on that balcony. I think, as I said to you earlier, that projection of the future was going to be about the working royals and what the future royal family is going to look like. I mean, I think it was actually very generous of the king to extend it as much as he did. We have the Gloucesters up there, we have the Duke of Kent, we have Princess Alexandra, and of course the Edinburghs as well. But you know, Charles could have chosen to just have the new Fab Four as they become. And I certainly think that moving forward, that's what we're going to see, that new Fab Four, King Charles, Queen Camilla, and the new Prince and Princess of Wales. They are the future. And I think we've also seen in little Prince George, who carried out such a wonderful role. He did so well, didn't he, as page. That's the continuation, that's the succession that's going to underpin the monarchy moving forwards. But it does have to change. It does have a lot of challenges ahead, and I certainly know, I was told by a source very close to the king, that what keeps him up awake at night, what worries him, is keeping the United Kingdom. There's the issue of Scotland, and there's the vaster issue of the Commonwealth, and there is a lot to contend with. But I think today signals unity, it signals a coming together, it shows what Britain does best. But now the hard work really begins.
Indeed, and for this crowd, the hard work is getting home. We're starting to see some expressions. first the joy and the enthusiasm, and now the road back home in the pouring rain. But it was worth it for those who wanted to glimpse history, because glimpse history they did outside here at Buckingham Palace. The spirit's very high, and we will continue to carry on with our coverage. This coronation is not just a day, but a whole weekend of events. We'll tell you about those coming up. But for the moment, let's take a break, and our coverage will continue right after this.
Pod's biggest sale of the year is now extended. Save up to 30% on moving and storage until May 9th. And see why Pods has been trusted with over 6 million moves nationwide. Save up to 30% now until May 9th. Visit pods.com today.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift. Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students. Your music is so familiar. What do you think when people start humming back your tunes?
Hi, I'm Rachel Stewart, president of Gardner White. During our Memorial Day sale, we've lowered prices on every mattress, so we can promise the very best mattress prices in Detroit, along with 0% financing up to 88 months. Plus, free box springs, power bases, free TVs, and Mastercards. A $500 value. Absolutely free. Nobody else does that. Then, take 6 whole months to sleep on your new mattress. Love it? Or come pick out a new one. Gardner White. Now, you can rest easy.
Start your spring cleaning with Perfect Power Wash, your #1 choice for professional power washing. Dirt, mold, and algae accumulate on your home and lead to costly damage. Perfect Power Wash's safe process and professional technicians remove these harmful contaminants to keep your house, roof, and concrete looking beautiful and protected. This spring, bring out the best in your home by calling the pros at Perfect Power Wash. Use promo code TV to save 10% on all services.
Just moments ago here in London, the moment thousands of people gathered here on rainy London streets have been waiting for their first sight of King Charles and Queen Camilla, adorned in royal robes and historic crowns, and other members of the working royal family, the pages who assisted the king and queen today, all gathered on the balcony. And then an encore. King Charles and Queen Camilla came back for another look at the crown before closing the doors here in London. And now the crowds are starting to head home after a long day full of history. But this is not just a day, it is a weekend of events. And we turn to Kirsten now, who's at Westminster Abbey, watching events with us. So what is in store for the next few days? I know there's a bank holiday on Monday.
It is a bank holiday, yeah. An extra holiday for the British people on Monday before the coronation, Savannah. By the way, the bells of Westminster Abbey here is still ringing, so the ceremony almost isn't over quite yet here, although the guests have left. They've left for 2 more days of celebrations. Tomorrow the action moves up to Windsor Castle, and there will be people out there celebrating. Lunch will be held for members of the public, and a concert in the evening with Lionel Richie and other star appearances. The King loves the concert, so that will be a lot of fun over at Windsor Castle. And then the next day, there is a day where people around the country will be able to volunteer, a day of volunteering. So, okay, it's a holiday, but also just trying to kind of reach out and turn this into a story not just about the king pledging to serve for the rest of his life, but the people serving and finding a way to give back, if you like. So lots of fun. I think we'll see more members of the royal family out and about in the days ahead. So I have to say, Savannah, I thought with the balcony appearance, didn't Prince Louis just steal the show once again? I think he invented a 2-handed royal way on the balcony there next to his sister.
He did. He never disappoints. And Kier, you're going to have those Westminster Abbey bells chiming in your head at 2 o'clock this morning. So I'll send a bottle of Advil to you. But thank you very much. I'll check back in a moment with you. Let's go to Molly Hunter, who is along this procession route, who got up close and personal and claimed she had eye contact with King Charles earlier today, and also has made a lot of friends along that procession route. So people are following past you now. Are they smiling? Are they happy? Did they look exhausted? Was it worth the trip?
So let me just see if I can ask anyone. How long were you out there for?
It was pretty good.
Was it worth it?
It was worth it.
Some people say it was worth it.
They didn't open the gate.
They didn't open the. These are the stragglers, Savannah. They are still going forward, hoping to get to close to Buckingham Palace. Maybe there will be an encore on the balcony, like we talked about back in 1953. Of course, Queen Elizabeth II made 6 appearances on the balcony, her last one at midnight. So there might be some hopeful people. Was it worth it? Did you have fun? Yeah. Everyone is soaking wet, Savannah, but I think still quite a lot of smiles, quite a lot of wet British flags. But I think overall, everyone who came out pretty excited they did.
All right, Molly, thank you very much for braving the elements with us to watch our moments of history unfold right before us. And a lot of the crowd is still hanging on, waving. Everyone's in a good mood.
You're giving your fans Savannah the wrong way. If you couldn't hear that, there's a lot of fans here of American broadcast royalty, Queen Savannah. And Savannah's giving them what they want.
But I gave him I like to give him the Prince George Louis that way right there. But actually, it's a good point because there are a lot of Americans who have flied here, and I have British friends who say, it's you Americans who are almost more excited about this coronation than we are.
In the walkabout that Kate did yesterday, when it was not bucketing with rain, she spoke to a number of Americans, and one American, I can't remember if it was a man or a woman, handed her phone to Kate, who spoke to the mother who'd had an accident, who hadn't been able to fly. Oh my God! Can you imagine when your daughter says, "I'm just going to put Princess Kate on the phone, Princess Catherine on the phone," and you'd be thinking, "No, you're pulling my leg." But she went and she spoke to her and said, "I hope you're feeling better soon, and I'm sorry you couldn't make it over." A lot of American fans here.
Absolutely worth the trip. I've actually noticed the walkabouts, and that's a long tradition. But really, particularly with Princess Kate, she really spends a moment with each member of the crowd and has a conversation. It's not just a hi, bye, let's do a selfie. She waits a moment.
I think one of the chief moments why the younger generation are liked so much and is seen as being so critical to the future of the monarchy is they do connect very well with the people, and there's this need to be distant and have this majesty and rise above it, but there's also an importance to understand and connect with your people. I think the Queen was good in that. I think William and Kate are. There was question marks whether Charles would be, and again, I go back to this point that I don't think he's got that stardust that the Queen had, that Queen Elizabeth had, but actually those first 8 to 9 months have probably gone better than people expected.
But Will, you're so right, because the Queen, when she had her coronation 70 years ago, the royal family was all about mystique, and it was about otherness. The royal family wasn't meant to be like the rest of us are. Now, of course, if the royal family wants to be relevant, it's got to be more connected, and that is where the likes of Kate and William speaking to people in walkabouts really comes into its own.
They're walking that fine line of maintaining the majesty, literally, but also being relevant to people as well. We will continue our coverage. We'll be back with more of the coronation of King Charles III right after this from London.
There's a different way to treat HIV. It's every other month injectable Cabenuva. For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only complete long-acting HIV treatment you can get every other month.
Cabenuva helps keep them undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider every other month.
It's one less thing to think about while traveling.
HIV pills aren't on my mind. A quick change in my plans is no big deal.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or if you're taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
Every other month, and I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about every other month Cabenuva.
I'm not slowing down anytime soon. That's why I take Osteo Biflex every day. It's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days and continues to improve over time. Kind of like us. Osteo Biflex. Find our coupons in Sunday's paper.
In order to deal with the problems of today, we must be more innovative.
There's obviously better solutions out there that we need to start exploring. Rents are going up and up and up and up.
A great Florida REIT is under attack.
When great value is out, it's about
Solutionaries, the creative thinkers and doers working to make the world a better place. Subscribe at youtube.com/solutionaries.
Expect more from your morning. Get up and go with Local 4 News from 4:30 to 8.
Mornings move fast, so you need news that keeps up with you.
Stories that get straight to the point, so you're in the know before you go.
Forewarned weather, accurate forecasting. So far out, you'll have the kids' clothes lined up days in advance.
And with time saver traffic,
Whole road has met its match.
Local 4 News. Everything you need to get up and go from 4:30 to 8.
Just some of the already iconic images of the day, the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla inside Westminster Abbey. Ceremony filled with pageantry, with meaning, with tradition, but also with a nod to the future. And right after that ceremony, a procession through the streets of London. First on the way to Westminster Abbey, and we saw that crowning moment, literally the crowning moment, where the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, placed the crown upon the head of King Charles, who waited 70 years for that moment right there. I want to turn to Kirsten, who's been watching along with us this morning, and the Abbey service, which was really the heart of this day. It's the reason that we are all here, Queen Camilla being crowned as well. It was a beautiful ceremony, touching. The music was jaw-dropping. 2,200 people who had the invitation to be there from all walks of life.
That's right, Savannah. We've been watching history happening this morning. We've been watching something that we will very likely talk about to our children and our children's children. It's just a moment, isn't it, that will be written about in the history books, and they'll get to say that we saw it ourselves. I thought the St. Edward's crown being held aloft like that was a stunning moment. I thought the 4,000 troops marching in front of the Gold State coach, just incredible images. I think there will also be talk in the days and months and years ahead about the fact that the flyover had to be cancelled, about was there a moment, a kerfuffle outside the Abbey here, just at the beginning, when the Waleses, the Prince and Princess of Wales and their children, appeared to arrive after the King. Was that supposed to happen? There are always things that don't quite go to plan with coronations. It's been true for hundreds of years. Will it have been true today? I think we'll find out. And of course, the good old British weather. If nothing else, today at Savannah was an example of keep calm and carry on.
Some British traditions just won't be left by the wayside, and the weather is one of them. As for William and Kate, they did make it to the church on time. The coronation went by the book and ended in 2 hours, almost to the minute afterward, as the palace had promised. So ending and culminating with that balcony shot of the working royal family, the pages who served so valiantly, including the king's eldest grandson, who one day will be king himself, according to the line of succession. This moment in history unfolded today, and many, many people decided they wanted to be among those who would see it in person. We have just a few moments left here. I turn to you, Wilfred and Daisy. Your final thoughts, Daisy. You have two Brits here. You're allowed to get a little patriotic if you like.
Well, as Wolf and I have been saying all morning, we're so sorry that we brought this terrible weather. This is what we're famous for. But I thought Keir's point about keep calm and carry on, and it is that it's carrying on the traditions. It was very moving. My moment of the day, I think, was that William kneeling down in front of his father and then kissing him on the cheek. And I thought that Charles looked very emotional.
The warmth between Charles and Camilla as well was great to see. I actually said my favourite bit was that we couldn't see the anointing behind the screens, because we talked all through about modernising it, making sure the family justifies the existence. But great to have that mystique back. We didn't quite know what goes on as supposedly, God blesses the king, because you've got to mix it in with the depth of history as well.
Well, it is a moment that we will all remember, and I know we feel privileged to have witnessed. Thank you so much for your coverage to all of our correspondents out in the field. For the first time in 70 years, Britain has coronated a monarch, King Charles, Queen Camilla, their reign officially starting today. We thank all of our correspondents and contributors, and we'll leave you with some sights and sounds from this historic day.
Things which I here before promised, I will perform and keep.
His sword do justice. God save the king! Majesty of forces! Royal salute!
When you see this symbol, you know you're watching television that's educational and informational. The More You Know on NBC.
Hi everyone, I'm Dylan Dreyer. It's time for an incredible journey on Earth Odyssey. Today, we were off on a safari to find the
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good morning, everybody. It is 10 o'clock here on Saturday morning. I'm Nick Monticelli.
And I'm Priya Mann. We begin with two breaking news stories this morning. The first is a fatal fire on Fleming Street in Detroit.
According to sources, just before the fires broke out, there was a fight outside of that home. That's all likely connected to what happened.
And for what we're learning at this hour, let's get right to our Megan Woods, who's live at the scene of that fire. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, Priya and Nick. It's a very sad situation. One man is dead, but first we want to show you the aftermath, what this house looks like now. You can see there are ashes just on the stairs here, and the windows, or what used to be windows, they're shattered, and you can see the charred debris gathered here in the porch, and how some of these furniture and the wood has been burned off. Now, just to give you an idea of how intense this fire was, we do have some video from last night, and we're hearing from sources that the fire was intentionally set, but of course, the investigation is ongoing. And like you all mentioned earlier, our sources are saying that this all started outside of the home with a couple, a man and a woman, fighting last night. Police were called, and somehow that man got back into the home. Now, as the home was burning, that man was inside. He called the woman he was fighting with earlier, and at one point, she loses contact with him. So we now know that that man passed away in the fire along with the dog. And back out here live, you can still smell the smoke, the charred, just what happened here. And of course, one person is dead, and a dog who was inside the home also passed away. So just a very sad situation out here live in Detroit. Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Megan. Meanwhile, westbound I-696 is back open this morning after a deadly wrong-way crash shut down the highway for hours. The two vehicles violently collided near the Greenfield exit in Southfield early this morning. According to state police, a Jeep Grand Cherokee was driving the wrong way in the westbound lanes of I-696. The Jeep then crashed head-on into a Ford F-150, killing both drivers instantly. Police are investigating why the driver was going in the wrong direction.
The other big story this morning, the coronation of King Charles III. He was crowned after the death of his mother in September of last year. The coronation took place at the Archbishop of Canterbury. This is where it has taken place since 1066 AD.
Prince Harry was in attendance while the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, stayed home in California. After the ceremony, the King and Queen left in a storybook-style carriage ride through the streets. All the pomp and pageantry you'd expect from a coronation.
Absolutely right. And I heard there was a little bit of rain, kind of on or off throughout the event.
Typical for the UK, but yeah, I think it cleared up just in time for them to get that wave on the balcony there.
Well, speaking of, we have kind of a change to your forecast that you might want to be aware of this weekend. That might change your plans a little bit. Brandon is live this morning on the riverfront to see what that change could be. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, guys. We are here. It is Sturgeon Day along the Detroit riverfront, and we'll be talking with the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy, DNR, Fish and Game, you name it, but all about the dinosaurs of the Detroit River, and we'll have more and more on that coming up, but an event for the whole family. So come on down. There's lots to do, just getting underway here, and we'll be talking more about what's going on here. We'll see some sturgeon, and we'll get into it. But right now I want to get into the forecast, which is looking pretty darn spectacular, and we are anticipating some changes, but really not so much today. You've seen some of these wispy clouds out there. We're in the upper 50s to low 60s out your door. There's a decent wind blowing out of the southeast. See a lot of boats out there on the Detroit River, a lot of walleye fishing. Might come across a sturgeon, whitefish, who knows? But there you see some clouds on the increase from west to east. So we will see some more wispy high clouds coming across the area. Highs should settle around 70, 71 degrees. Spectacular Saturday. But we are anticipating some wet weather this weekend coming in. Well, we'll tell you when. When we come back here, we're live along the Detroit riverfront, Milliken State Park, for Sturgeon Day. Again, more on this, guys, coming up. What do me and sturgeon have in common? Dinosaurs. I get it. Back to you.
Thank you, Brandon. An East Point family says their 3 children were assaulted by police after they had broken up a fight after school.
The 3 kids were trying to get into an Uber to get home from school, and police stopped them, and that's when things got physical.
I feel like hurt, and I feel hurt physically and emotionally because of what they did. And it wasn't just one policeman, it was 2. And I'm only 15 and I'm this small, so I don't see why they have to have 2 policemen on me.
So all 3 children were taken to the hospital with injuries. A formal complaint has been filed. The family is considering a lawsuit. East Point police say they will be investigating and reviewing the body cam footage before doing
Neighbors in Troy called the police, animal control, and DNR to get a rabid raccoon removed from the neighborhood. When they couldn't get help, they ended up corralling the raccoon by themselves. They were then told capturing a wild animal is illegal in Troy. After 10 hours, animal control eventually came to pick up the raccoon. While animal control typically does not deal with raccoons, they do pose a threat if they will. An investigation is now underway.
All right, if you've been cooped up all winter long, you know it's spring, and there's also an event going on that you might want to go out and check out if you love Corvettes. Let's take a look live now at the 6th annual fundraiser. Corvette Cruise cars will be leaving from Maverick Chevrolet in Redford and then making their way to the Lingenfelter collection in Brighton. Last year, over 300 cars lined up to take the drive. All of the proceeds of this event go towards education around Metro Detroit.
What a great day for that.
Right? Gosh, it's a perfect day.
Yeah.
Also, a great day to drive, of course. The sun's out. It's getting warmer. I'm loving this.
That's right. We're heading in the right direction, but we do know the good weather can't last too long in Michigan. Brandon, when will this nice weather, how long will it stick around?
Well, we've got today. We've always got today. Some wet weather coming for your Sunday. These guys might enjoy it. Giant sturgeon along the Detroit riverfront. More on Sturgeon Day next.
It could happen out of nowhere. To anyone in an instant. Changing your life. Falling.
I have this image stuck in my head of me flying forward like Superman.
From your balance to hazards in your home, Dr. McGeorge with the steps you can take to minimize your chance of injury. Balancing Act, Monday starting at 4 on Local 4 News and streaming on Local 4 Plus.
Modernistic, simple and quick. You clean your dogs so you can breathe easy. Modernistic, simple and quick. We're the first with experience and quality.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, call 1-800-LAWYERS today. Lost wages, injuries, unpaid medical bills, and even death. When bad things happen, call the law office of Sandler, Shipman, and Carcass. 1-800-LAWYERS.
Home Bake lets you mix and match mains, sides, and vegetable dishes, baked all together in the same oven at 425, just 30 minutes. So you can perfect your family's favorite every time. Home Bake 425-30. Same oven, same temp, same time.
Show her you remember. The Jewelry Exchange has stackable bands, $189. Half-carat anniversary bands, $399. 1 carat, $699. 2 carat 3-stone rings, $14.90. Thousands of gifts guaranteed to appraise for double. The Jewelry Exchange, Livonia.
Don't forget breakfast, honey. Love you guys.
Bake sale. Allergy requirement.
Right, text me. Good luck on your history test. You got this.
Thanks, Mom.
Corner bar.
Corn boss.
Allergy-free cookies.
Welcome to the home of Blackjack, with the largest library of blackjack games in the industry. Spanish 21, live dealer, vacation blackjack, and more. New players can download the DraftKings Casino app, use the promo code, and get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits.
So you want a new kitchen or bathroom without all the time and decisions of a full remodel? Start here. At Curtis Kitchen and Bath, you can add a new look to your home in half the time at half the cost when you start here. With Curtis, you can choose to reface or paint your existing cabinets, add new countertops and fixtures, and the makeover you desire is complete at a fraction of the cost in as little as 3 days. Book your free design consultation today. Call 888-CURTIS-1. Curtis Kitchen and Bath. Easy and affordable. Start here.
Modernistic, simple and quick. You clean your carpet and upholstery. Modernistic, simple and quick. We're the first with experience and quality.
It could happen out of nowhere. To anyone in an instant. Changing your life. Falling.
I have this image stuck in my head of me flying forward like Superman.
From your balance to hazards in your home, Dr. McGeorge with the steps you can take to minimize your chance of injury. Balancing Act, Monday starting at 4 on Local 4 News and streaming on Local 4 Plus. Now, here's your time saver traffic.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Let's get you around this construction. I-96 east and westbound, the local lanes will be closed from the Southfield Freeway to the Davidson. That's until Monday morning at 5 a.m. You can use Evergreen to Schoolcraft to Livernois back to Davidson to get around that. Also, you have to work your way around freeway ramp closure. This is I-696 eastbound, the ramp to northbound I-75. That's going to be closed till Monday at 5 a.m. as well. And another ramp closure to work your way around east and westbound, the Davidson to southbound I-75. That'll be closed till Monday at 5 a.m. That's your traffic, and happy Saturday, everybody.
All right, thank you, Darnell. For all the thrill seekers out there, Cedar Point is opening its gates today. Are you an adrenaline
I was
junkie?
actually going to ask you the same thing.
Oh, I totally am.
Are you?
Well, I'm very confident waiting in line up until I'm the next one to get on.
Yeah.
Then all the doubts.
I love everything except for these major drops.
Right.
My stomach just is like,
I'm getting excited though thinking about it. It's that click, click, click as it gets to the top before you go down. Let's take a live look at the park. You can see people filing in, getting ready to get their adrenaline pumping. That is a drone shot there. And yeah, you can see some people already taking advantage of the gorgeous weather, sitting at 59 degrees. A great day to hit a roller coaster.
So this year's going to feature one ride called Wild Mouse.
Okay.
And I wouldn't think wow.
Yeah, I know.
They've opened a new Grand Pavilion as well, right on the waterfront. Michigan bundle passes are available online for as low as $49.99.
Okay, I take it back. I saw that one, it kept rotating.
Yeah.
That one, I think I'd get a headache now. I think when I was like 15, it was fine.
Oh, I
But
thought you
now-
were like 18 now.
Oh, yeah, not a day over 19, Miss Sully. What a gorgeous day. And we do want to get to our Brandon Rue, who's outside. I did notice that he's out there and he doesn't have a jacket zipped down.
No, he's just kind of hanging out. He's got sturgeon with him. It's a good day on the riverfront, isn't it, Brandon? Good morning.
It's beautiful. Good morning, guys. Yes, after the coronation, a little late start for Local 4 News this Saturday morning, but we hope yours is off to a great start, and it is gorgeous. We are flirting with 60 degrees, a big day here on the riverfront for several reasons, but it is Sturgeon Day. So we'll be talking about that here over the next, hour and 45 minutes. But want to get you set with the forecast for this weekend as we get started, looking live from the Penobscot building down along the riverfront out toward Belle Isle. Beautiful looking day. We've got upper 50s, near 60 degrees, a little east-southeast wind. So east siders may stay a degree or 3 cooler today, but we are looking good in your neighborhood. We've got temperatures into the middle 60s by noon. We're 71 for a high, and yes, we do have increasing high clouds today. Showers and storms getting going over western lower and Lake Michigan, and that's an area to watch for even a couple of stronger storms. But the big picture shows a couple of storm systems well off to our west and southwest. So we'll watch the severe threat for those areas down through Texas, Arkansas, and then up into Illinois, Iowa. But for us, the model is hinting at a little bit of wet weather coming in later tonight. I don't believe we see much of this, but through the overnight, we will get rain and thunder showers, almost perfectly timed out. Because Sunday will not be a washout by any stretch. Saturday is the better of the 2 weekend days, but again, not a washout around here tomorrow. There will be some scattered showers around Monday afternoon, but the heaviest stuff comes into play on Tuesday morning, late Monday, early Tuesday. So we're 71 today. Rain and thunder overnight, early Sunday. Your church services could get a little bit wet tomorrow, and then the afternoon it does dry. We're 64. Scattered chance Monday. Don't cancel your plans, but Tuesday morning should be the heaviest of the wet weather for us over the next week. Joining me now, Mark Pasco from Detroit Riverfront Conservancy. Happy Sturgeon Day.
Happy Sturgeon Day. Thanks for being out here with us.
Great to be here. Tell us what you have going on today.
we're really excited about it. The Detroit Riverfront Conservancy and all our partners, we're here for Sturgeon Day. It's our annual Sturgeon Day. It's a free event from 10 o'clock until 2 p.m. People can come out and they can check out the sturgeon. They can actually touch a real live living dinosaur. We have vendors, we have bounce houses, we have food trucks. Fun for everybody. And a great day for it. You couldn't have asked for a better day. And I got to thank Brandon for that. I mean, we couldn't do it without you.
Well, I appreciate it. Mark Pasco, Detroit Riverfront Conservancy, inviting you and your family. Come on down, learn a little something about this dinosaur of the Detroit River with dinosaur-like scales. Really an interesting fish, right?
Yeah, they're cool to see, but you can actually get up over the tank and you can touch them. And yeah, they have this weird kind of scaly thing. They're fascinating creatures. They really are.
Come on down, see us. We're at Milliken State Park, right along the Detroit River, downtown Detroit. Guys, we'll send it back to you for now.
All righty, Brandon, thank you so much. Are you in?
Oh, absolutely.
Sturgeon?
Yeah, nice to get a close-up look.
Right?
Yeah.
The scales, I like that.
Right, I want to see how that makes it look different from other fish. You know, really. That prehistoric vibe.
All right, 10:17 here on Saturday morning. Thousands of people descending on downtown Detroit, running for a good cause.
And our own Brian Sherman participated. Take a look.
Good Saturday morning, everyone. A beautiful morning here in downtown Detroit. For anything you've got planned, starting to get some of those plants in the ground, enjoying the cool breeze, or you feel like me and thousands of people this morning, we're here in downtown Detroit for the I Run the D 5K, all benefiting the Chad Tough Defeat DIPG Foundation, a 3.1-mile course starting and ending at Comerica Park, all to benefit the foundation. Many people, all walks of life here this morning, supporters cheering on their families, starting behind me through all the sports. We're talking the Red Wings, the Tigers, the Pistons, the Lions. This run represents all walks of Detroit sports. And when you're done, you get the cute medal to go with it. This is a fantastic race, and we couldn't have asked for better weather for it. So if you are going to be traveling through downtown Detroit this morning, you're going to see a lot of people on the streets, but what for a good cause. And this is just one of many races that are starting to kick in now that we're getting into the spring season. Reporting live from Comerica Park, I'm full-blown meteorologist Brian Sherman. We'll send it back to you guys.
You know what always amazes me about Brian? He just ran that.
Yeah,
and he's
fine.
not out of breath, not breathless at all.
I'm confused about something. We're usually outside working and reporting.
Right.
How is it on this day?
Yes, they're
I get to go outside and we're in here.
Oh, well, we're taking notes here. Yeah, come winter time, that next snowstorm, we're like, hey guys, want to come out?
Well, 20 horses, 2 favorites, 1 big race. We're talking about the Kentucky Derby.
What the right attire should be for the big race. We've got all the fashionistas in studio this morning. We'll break it all down for you coming up.
Download the Forewarn Weather app. Always watching, always tracking. Powered by DTE.
I'm Mike Marshall. Why would you call anyone else? Insurance companies do not make it easy, but we do. If you've been injured, you can hire us from the comfort of your home. Just call us at 855-MIKE-WINS or visit us at 855mikewins.com.
Joe's Produce Gourmet Market in Livonia is celebrating spring. Berries so ripe, they burst with flavor. Simply delicious. Grilling season has arrived, and we have a passion for world-class steaks along with the finest and freshest seafood. Joe's offers specialty desserts for any occasion. For the safest way to shop, you can order everything online for curbside pickup. Visit shop.joesproduce.com or download the app.
Immersive Disney animation is the perfect Mother's Day gift. Treat your mom to the magic of Disney's greatest characters. Now open. Tickets at DisneyImmersive.com.
Sports Illustrated doesn't know laundry or basic home maintenance. The butcher, we can teach you how to be funny with no clue to romance. Rocket science is definitely not our thing. When it comes to playing, no one knows games better than we do. The SI Casino, brought to you by Sports Illustrated. The SI Live Casino, swimsuit slots, arcade slots, and even a free daily spin to win game. We know what it means to play, no matter the game.
High-quality outdoor furniture is expensive and not much fun to shop for. At Yardbird, we set out to change that by engaging with our customers directly, designing our furniture in-house, and working directly with our suppliers to source the world's most durable materials, like Sunbrella fabrics and sustainable teak. We are able to offer the highest quality outdoor furniture at a fraction of the price. Visit us at yardbird.com, and now open in Royal Oak. For the biggest selection of pots, baskets, plants, and more, choose Vanity Greenhouse. We have 8 acres under greenhouse cover. That's almost 6 football fields. Make your patio beautiful this season with over 15,000 patio pots to choose from. Visit vanity.com.
They're too big. We're not. They'll forget about me. We won't. They won't care. We do. Will they respect me? We will. So why call anybody else? The Mike Morse Law Firm. 855 Mike Witness.
With MyFix, you can share your best moments, cool places, and amazing weather shots. Now available on Click on Detroit and all your favorite local 4 apps. Just look for MyFix in the menu or under the Weather tab. MyFix. See it, share it.
Norm lives with anxiety, but thanks to the Normal Maker, he can be just like everyone else. Right, Norm?
This product doesn't work because vision is actually miserable. We are different what we like, how our brains work. 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Still think who you are. Talk to someone you trust.
Well, fans are flocking to Louisville for this weekend's Kentucky Derby, but there are parties ahead of tonight's race happening all over Metro Detroit as well. And it's no secret, the fashion, almost maybe more important than the race. One place helping outfit people for the festivities is the Peacock Room in the Fisher Building. And joining us now is Rachel Lutz, the owner of the shop. Rachel, you just quickly, in a matter of seconds, outfitted me.
Oh, you're like, do I need a hat or a fascinator? And like, boop, done. You can find something at the Peacock Room for any outfit. We have the outfits as well. We have 300 new styles of dresses that arrived. But with every dress, you need a fascinator or a hat.
Of course.
Yes.
You know, I'm feeling very inspired by the Coronation. Now we have the Kentucky Derby. This is the perfect time to be wearing hats like this.
This is the Super Bowl of hats right now. Like the stars are aligning. So we brought some models today with their own dresses. These are actual Peacock Room customers they brought today. They have their own dresses. And we
they look amazing.
They're beautiful.
When it comes to coordinating their headgear with their dresses, what are you looking for?
So Robin, for example, she's in a solid green dress. So we jazzed it up with a fun purse. She's wearing a fascinator, not a hat.
Okay.
So there's always a question of, do people still wear hats? And I say, are you a person?
Yeah.
Do you have a head?
Do you have a head?
You can wear a hat. But some of us, you know, if you don't want to wear a hat, she has a headband style. It'll fit any size head. It'll fit any face shape. So she put something really simple with it, very sculptural.
Yeah. And I do like the purse. That really adds a nice kick right there.
Dazzle, yes.
All right, but when it comes to hats, we are not skimping out on those hats. They look amazing. Big, beautiful, bold.
With Derby, the bigger the better. So we have 2 hats. Actually, Kelly in the dark navy floral.
Just wait for us, Kelly. Great.
She's got pockets. Oh, I think do all of you have pockets? No, the 2 side girls have pockets. The floral dresses have pockets. But Kelly's looks like a hat. It's actually a fascinator.
No way.
Yep. Now, Gabby in the purple floral, she is wearing a hat. I'm wearing a hat.
Hat, okay.
That's the technical term I just made up. Yeah.
I heard King Charles say it a little while ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hat.
Everything he says goes now, apparently. When you're king, you can...
That's right. For our kings and queens, you have a large selection here. And I feel like sometimes hats and fascinators can seem intimidating, but you have some very simple styles as well.
We have simple styles. We also have humans at the Peacock Room that can style you.
Humans are great.
Humans are wonderful.
It's
kind of like a Hudson's shopping experience. You're not left to your own devices. So bring in an outfit. We will help style you into the right accessory, or you can find a new outfit at the Peacock Room. We're at the Fisher Building. We're also just a mile down the road next to the DIA.
What do you think it is about the Kentucky Derby that brings out the diva in all of us?
I think we all look for excuses to dress up.
Right? Yeah.
I think when I first opened the Peacock Room, people said, you know, women just want to wear pajama pants and flip-flops outside the house.
I mean,
we love dressing up, and people want an excuse to do it. So derby parties, you're seeing these now at wedding showers. You're seeing them more at like church and synagogue. People are wearing hats and fascinators again, and it's really fun to see the revival.
And just real quick, I've also noticed some tiaras.
I mean, we can carry many tiaras and crowns at the Peacock Room. So, yes, people wear them for Tiara Tuesdays. They find excuses to wear them. So, yes, we have everything.
I only knew about Taco Tuesday, but now tiara. Maybe I'll wear a tiara and have my taco
Tiara
Tuesday. There we go. Just making up stuff here. It's so great. Love all of the amazing hats and fascinators. Now, the test is going to be when I take this off. Oh, my hair stay in place. We'll
betting
see.
yes.
Yes,
We're
I'm gonna bet
placing a
too.
horse bet. Yes.
Oh, we are? Okay, we're
the
betting.
track.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
All right, Nick, what do you think? You think my hair will handle it when I take the fascinator off?
Ask Fred, the floor director. He'll give you a real opinion.
Nick is a smart man.
Hear me out. Guys can do a fascinator and the flannels and the flip-flops all at the same time. No? They haven't said a word about it. I don't understand it. All right, let's take a live look now at a Corvette parade happening in Metro Detroit today. But why? And what is it benefiting? And how? We'll tell you next. Devin.
Good Saturday morning. Flashpoint coming your way tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. We're going to talk about a couple of things. We now seem to be destined to see Biden-Trump round 2 in 2024. Now, the election is a long way away, and yet it seems these are the two candidates already. Two candidates that most Americans do not want to see face off again. Are we stuck with this race? We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the very big news of this past week. Nel Hydrogen has chosen Michigan to become one of the largest electrolyzer hydrogen plants in the world.
Mobility is just one of many applications for hydrogen. Right now we're looking at hydrogen being needed to produce fertilizers, to make green steel, to make petrochemicals, etc. And if you look at mobility, then it's one of those potential applications. I'm not a fundamentalist. I'm not saying that hydrogen is the right fuel for all types of vehicles. I think battery electric vehicles makes a lot of sense, but for heavy duty vehicles, hydrogen definitely has some attractive characteristics.
If hydrogen really is going to become the future, what does that mean for our current push for the future of automotive, which seems to be toward electrification? We'll talk about that and how Michigan was chosen with the CEO of Nel Hydrogen tomorrow morning at 10 on Flashpoint.
Time Saver Traffic is brought to you by Wallside Windows. Wallside, 79 months, no interest, ends Tuesday. 79 months, no interest, no down payment, plus half off every window. All orders must be placed by Tuesday, May 9th. This offer cannot be extended. Go to wallside.com.
Lab Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has 5-carat FBS2 for $7,900. That's over 97% off wrap. 2-carat high-grade solitaires are $19.90. 1-carat studs, $5.99. Thousands guaranteed the lowest price. The Jewelry Exchange, Livonia.
So amazing. The style of Chevy Equinox RS. So captivating. Chevy Blazer RS. You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Equinox for $259 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Find new roads.
Hey guys, want to be a member of DFCU Financial? Live, work, or go to school here? Then yeah, you can join.
You know, if you have one of these, then you can use Anywhere Banking from DFCU Financial. They have all the tech you need. My credit union gives me cash back on all of my accounts, even my loans. Run, don't walk to DFCU Financial.
At Checkers, I'm in the driver's seat. Let me get that $5 duo with a new double bacon tangler burger and a drink. I gotta have that flavor fix. Bring on the good stuff with that creamy peppercorn sauce, plus onion tanglers and some bacon. Load it up. The $5 duo with my double bacon tangler and a drink. Whatever you order, own it at Checkers. Get all that flavor delivered.
Whoa! DraftKings, look at all these blackjack games. You got Spanish 21, Vacation Blackjack, Touchdown Blackjack. What is this? Some big old Vegas buffet where you're putting the waffles next to the crab legs, deciding what dessert you want for breakfast? Well, guess what? Smack me in the mouth with all of it. I want it all.
Download the DraftKings Casino app, the home of blackjack, and take advantage of this great offer. Action's so good, I play anywhere else.
Somebody bring me the cream puffs.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, call 1-800-LAWYERS today. Lost wages, injuries, unpaid medical bills, and even death. When bad things happen, call the law office of Sandler, Schiffman, and Carpus. 1-800-LAWYERS.
Get instant access to bonus content, extended interviews, and in-depth investigation. Subscribe to our YouTube channel now for all the exclusive extras.
Well, if your favorite show isn't on TV right now, there's a reason why. Writers are on strike. We'll tell you what they're asking for.
This is what's left of a Detroit home after a deadly fire. What witnesses are telling us coming up. And we're looking at a picture-perfect day in downtown Detroit, sitting at 60 degrees, lots of sunshine, and wow, the Detroit River looking so gorgeous this morning.
Right now.
Wow, the colors are really popping today. Beautiful day.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good morning, I'm Priya Man.
And I'm Nick Monticelli. Thank you for staying with us. We begin with that breaking news, a fatal fire on Fleming Street in Detroit.
A man has died in that fire that happened last night, and according to sources, just before the flames broke out, there was a fight outside the home that is likely connected to this fire.
So for what we're learning right now at this hour, Megan Woods is live on the scene talking to those who were there when this fire broke out. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Nick, Priya. You know, people in this neighborhood, they say this is a close-knit neighborhood. And so this is very difficult. It's a tragedy, not just for this family, but the people who live next door. Take a look at the damage here. So when we talk to neighbors, they say that the fire started in the porch area. And you can see the ashes on the steps. You can see how charred the roof of this porch area, the awning is, and then just the furniture that's sitting here on the porch, how it's melted and charred. And so when we spoke to neighbors, they say those windows that you see broken out there, a lot of the neighbors were breaking in there trying to, get that man out. And as Nick had mentioned earlier, sources are saying that this all started last night outside of the home. There was a couple, a man and a woman, fighting. You can see video of how intense this fire really was. Now, we're also hearing that the fire may have been intentionally set, but of course, there's an investigation going on. Now, police were called after that fight happened, and somehow the man got back into the home. Now, as the home was burning, that man calls the woman he was fighting with earlier that night, and at one point, she loses contact with him on the phone. And we now know that that man passed away due to the fire, along with a dog inside the home. And neighbors are telling us that that man passed away at the hospital. Again, just a tragic moment for this family and for this neighborhood, and what they saw last night. This fire is still under investigation, but as for right now, live in Detroit, Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, Megan, thank you. Switching gears now to a much happier story, because our weather is something we can really enjoy right now.
I had the windows open yesterday.
did?
Yeah, in the house, just to let in some fresh air. It was starting to warm up. I feel like we dipped so much. Let's get right out to our Brandon Rue, who is live outside taking a look at some prehistoric fish.
Yes, we are. It is Sturgeon Day, along with apparently Coronation Day, but what's more important? The sturgeon, right? Yes, it is a dinosaur in the Detroit River, in the waterways here in Michigan and all over the world. So it's a species of fish that's, needs a little help from humanity. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But there's lots going on here. Interesting, and not sturgeon related, but fish related. There's a school here from Southwest Detroit that in about a half an hour is going to release 100 salmon into the Detroit River. See some guys over just beyond actually fishing, trying to get into some of the walleye that are running out of Lake Erie up through this Detroit River into Lake St. Clair, the St. Clair River, and Lake Huron. So there's always so much going on activity-wise, but let's get you set. Maybe you want to come down here to Milliken State Park, see us on this Sturgeon Day, and pet a live giant sturgeon, but the forecast is really nice today, and tomorrow won't be as nice. Today, the better of the 2 weekend days, but tomorrow, not a washout. We've got 62 in Howell, 58 in Detroit right now. We're looking at a little bit of wispy high cloudiness, showers and storms into western, southwestern, lower Michigan, and that area will be an area to avoid if you can on this Saturday, as showers and storms will be blowing up there. More likely in here tomorrow. 71 today with increasing high clouds and thicker clouds tonight with rain and thunder after midnight, meaning your Sunday morning services, errand running, Sunday morning plans will likely be a little wet, guys. But coming up, we'll take a closer look at Sunday, Monday, Tuesday rain chances. Yeah.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Also, a fantastic day for the 6th annual Corvette Cruise happening right now. Roger Grimes, the president of the Competition Corvette Club of Michigan, is live this morning to give us some information on how you can be a part of this if you'd like to be a part of the fun. Roger, good morning. A great day. We're having fun with the Corvette so far.
Yes, it is. It's a great morning. The weather is cooperating. We have several hundred Corvettes have come out to support this great event, to raise plenty of dollars to push back out into our community.
All right. So for those who are not completely clear on what this is, can you, Roger, kind of give us an overarching view of how this helps the community and how much you've given back so far?
Absolutely. So Competition Corvette Club is an organization here in Metro Detroit that believe in reaching back and giving back, lifting up kids, supporting families, helping build stronger communities. So we do that by raising funds by having various type of fundraising events such as today. Today is what we call our spring cruise. This is our 6th annual cruise where participants will come out, pay a donation to participate in this. It's a 27-mile ride from our location, and we'll head out to Brighton to our destination spot. It's a great time. It gives us an opportunity to raise money to support our college scholarship initiative with the Detroit Public Schools Foundation. We support other organizations like Covenant House, Detroit PAL, Ronald McDonald House in Ann Arbor, and there are so many others.
So if you're interested in this, let's say you don't have a Corvette, you don't have one of these amazing vehicles to drive down, but can you just come out and hang out and take a look at the cars, maybe see them your parade as you leave the lot there?
Absolutely. There's an opportunity to just come out and watch these amazing vehicles as we pull out to go on our cruise. We see that often as we are en route, where people from the community just literally come out and line the sidewalks and watch the many couple hundred or more Corvettes cruise through their community.
Perfect. Okay, real quick before I let you go, what time are you leaving so people know what time to be there?
Right, so we need to hurry because the program is wrapping up and we'll probably be leaving out in about the next 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, get on down. All right, Roger, thank you so much. Enjoy the weather.
We'll have a couple of minutes to get on down there.
Yes, you can. I'm down right now.
Well, yesterday marked day 4 of the writer's strike, affecting your favorite movies and TV shows.
Yeah, writers are asking for a pay increase amounting to about $429 million a year across 11,000 different writers. At the core of this fight, members of the Writers Guild of America are saying that in the age of streaming, they have been getting paid less for more work.
Hey, big man. Hi. Dave told me you got some kind of great system for betting that really works.
That's true. I just use FanDuel's responsible gaming tools to manage my play.
That's the system.
Hasn't failed me yet.
Every bettor has a system, and FanDuel's responsible gaming tools are a key part of yours.
Joe's Produce Gourmet Market in Livonia is celebrating spring. Berries so ripe, they burst with flavor. Simply delicious. Grilling season has arrived, and we have a passion for world-class steaks along with the finest and freshest seafood. Joe's offers specialty desserts for any occasion. For the safest way to shop, you can order everything online for curbside pickup. Visit shop.joesproduce.com or download the app.
Now's the time for cleaner indoor air. Now's the time for a professional air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. You've known us for cleaning carpet and hard floors, but we've been developing and perfecting our air duct cleaning process and equipment for over 20 years. We do things the right way, cleaning your entire system. So if it's been a while or you've never had your air ducts professionally cleaned, now's the time to call 1-800-STEAMER. Call or go online to book a free inspection today.
When you're driving and you approach a person riding a bike, leave at least 3 feet when passing. If you can't pass safely, slow down and wait until you have time and space to pass. Learn more at walkbikedrivesafe.org.
I've won most of the biggest cases in the state, and because of that, people think I'm out of reach for them. But the fact is that Figer Law takes on all kinds of cases, big and small. No one else tries more auto cases than us. We get results, and no one pays until we win. Figer Law.
We are an army of one.
One goal,
One mindset. Justice for you. Flame Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical offers residential and commercial services throughout the Detroit metro area. If you've been considering replacing your home comfort system, you're in luck. For a limited time, we're offering 18 months no-interest financing on a new heating and cooling system install. Our services are fully licensed and insured. Our installations are completed correctly and independently inspected, and we guarantee your satisfaction 100%. Contact Flame Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical today to learn more about this special financing offer.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, we know everyone has their favorite spot. It's the 37-hour sale. For a limited time, get up to 37% off, plus 0% interest for 37 months. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Well, a gorgeous day today, and this is the day you want to get outside and get all that yard work done or go for a walk or get some shopping in.
Yeah, because Brandon alluded to it just a few moments ago that there's big changes coming that could last a while. Let's head outside to talk to him right now. Both weather and stored fish.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. Yes, we are very busy, and it's a very active Detroit riverfront here at Milliken State Park for Sturgeon Day. So we're going to learn about sturgeon here momentarily, but I do want to get you set with the forecast and what we... with a look closer up here as we're right on the Detroit River, but we'll give you 14 Celsius right now, Windsor, Essex. We're still on camera, they're telling me. Not supposed to be, but do you guys see the weather graphics? What are we doing? We have temperatures in the 60-degree range, no matter where you're looking. We'll fly around and show you your city as well. 57 in Carlton, 60 in Saline. We've got temperatures in Ann Arbor flirting with 60. It's 62 degrees in Howell. Good morning up north. We have 57 Emmett, 15 Celsius in Sarnia. So a good looking day. I mean, we're already, again, around 60, on our way to 65 at noon. Highs around, room temperature. It'll be upper 60s to low 70s with increasing high clouds, but dry conditions. So southwestern lower is an area to avoid. Western lower, getting showers and storms. Some of those could be strong to severe. And the worst of it will be down in Texas and back through western Illinois for severe threats today. The model hints at a couple of showers later tonight, but I think this is going to be after midnight into tomorrow for some scattered rain and thunder showers. Mainly, again, during the morning hours, we'll say after midnight through about 10 a.m., scattered rain and thunder. It'll become more isolated into the early afternoon, but I believe we'll get into some Sunday afternoon sun and 74. Could get a couple of showers Monday afternoon as well. Not an all-day washout, nor is tomorrow. And then Tuesday morning looks to be the wettest of the 7-day forecast. Something to keep in mind for that early morning commute Tuesday. Stormy could be strong as well. Back out here live, Milliken State Park. It is Sturgeon Day. What is a sturgeon? Let's find out. We've got Eric Adams here from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. Eric, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing well. It is gorgeous. But why are we here honoring the sturgeon today? This is not an animal many are familiar with.
Yeah, so this fish is one of the oldest Great Lakes fish species. It's also the largest.
There you see it.
Yeah, those are young ones. Those are about 2. They've been here at the Outdoor Adventure Center in downtown for about 2 years. They're going to be released later today. So we're here because sturgeon are very important to the ecosystem. They've been around since the dinosaurs. They're very important, and their numbers have been dwindling. We do a population assessment. The Detroit River has one of the more stable and increasing populations. So we're here just making sure that we can conserve them. So
keep that up. That is great. Anything interesting about sturgeon? I mean, they almost look like they've got scales, that dinosaur look, but what is it about them?
So they do not have scales, but they have along the top and sides, they have scutes, which are like armored plates that they use when they're younger to kind of protect themselves. But then as they get bigger, as the adult we have, they kind of wear off and aren't really needed as they have no predators.
So do what we can to, the conservation factor, recycling. When you're dealing with the water, right, it's all about safety and no pollution.
Correct. As the water gets better in the Detroit River, these fish will be a lot happier. So it's very important to keep the waters clean and do what you can to recycle and stuff.
Eric Adams, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, thank you so much on this Sturgeon Day. Again, some smaller ones in here. The big one we showed you earlier, but we'll take another look at that. And the salmon that are being released. A lot of fish activity, as it should be, here on the Detroit River, guys. Back to you.
It's nice to see the sturgeon getting some love. We don't talk about them enough. That's right, down there. Oh, like that.
All right, Brandon, thank you. If you have a Bank of America card, there are a few perks for you this weekend. As part of the Museums on Us program, cardholders will get free admission to these museums around Metro Detroit. You can get into the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History for free, the Michigan Science Center, plus the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation, Arab American National Museum, and the Motown Museum. Well, Michiganders know the struggle of potholes all too well, especially coming out of the winter season.
Oh, right. They're all over the place.
Right, but AI technology is helping a town in Oregon that could fix the pavement even sooner.
Yeah, and this AI technology could help fix that pavement. We'll see how it's doing it and how quickly it might spread across the rest of the country. That will be coming up next.
We're excited to see what it can do because it's still fairly new.
Artificial intelligence has taken the world by storm and is now helping Oregon City Public Works locate and map out potholes while driving this. It's a street sweeper with a special camera mounted up front. They're calling it the City Rover.
It's really great because it helps us package all that information up into a form that the crews can then take.
City Rover works like a dash camera and actively scans the road for potholes. It also gives crews every detail needed to patch up the hole.
The Rover device gives you the address, the street address of the location of the pothole, gives you a picture, the date and time that it was taken, and then a street view, Google Maps street view of whereabouts it is, and even a QR code so that you can scan it on your phone. It can tell you exactly where that picture was taken.
Now, all the pothole data the City Rover collects gets uploaded to the cloud and then can be viewed right here, which then better helps Public Works keep track of the potholes within their jurisdiction. Lewis says crews often have 50 to 100 potholes to patch in a day. But thanks to City Rover, they can create more efficient routes to hit more in a given day.
I'm surprised by this technology, how accurate it is.
Shane Husband drives with the City Rover once in a while and believes this device helps crews work smarter, not harder.
I see potholes, every day in the city, and there are are many that we don't see because we don't drive every road every day. The only other way we find out about them is if the public calls them in and lets us know. And so if they don't call them in and we don't see them in our normal day-to-day work, then it's nice to know that this camera is picking them up to put them on our list.
Oregon City Public Works is currently testing out the rover, but are hoping to permanently adopt the new technology.
Do you think we could see that here?
I hope so, but I'll tell you what, if we could have potholes like they have,
right,
it's an improvement.
Absolutely.
They've got nothing compared to what we have.
Ours can be like craters.
Yeah, I was going to say, ours are craters, not potholes.
When I
Ours will
first-
swallow your vehicle.
When I first started working at Local 4, our favorite, Rod Maloney, he has a big sign up on his desk and it goes, I'm not driving drunk, I'm dodging potholes. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? After one season, I was like, I get it.
I get it.
Well, Barbie and The Last of Us don't seem like they would have a lot in common, but they do.
Yeah, there's a big announcement in the video game world tying those two together.
Download the Forewarn Weather app. Always watching, always tracking. Powered by DTE.
Immersive Disney animation is the perfect Mother's Day gift. Treat your mom to the magic of Disney's greatest characters. You and your mom can dance with Encanto's Bruno and sing with Elsa in the world of Frozen, while you're surrounded by a gazillion bubbles in 56,000 cubic feet of Disney animation. Magic for the whole family. Tickets at DisneyImmersive.com. Now playing at 311 East Grand River.
This is a Gardner-wide exclusive offer. Get the largest price rollbacks on Sura ever at our biggest Memorial Day sale ever. Every mattress is discounted with huge rollbacks, up to an extra $1,000 off the sale price. Like the Sura Canton Queen. Price cut and price cut again. Now just $7.99 with free gifts. We make it easy with 0% financing up to 60 months and free same-day delivery. Get the lowest price and the lowest payments on Sura, period. The Memorial Day mattress sale. At Gardner-White, Michigan's #1 Sura dealer.
Third generation greenhouse, family owned and operated for over 60 years. We're open 7 days a week. Perfect Mother's Day gifts. Michigan's largest share. Quality plants and competitive prices. Buy direct from the grower. Shop our massive facility covering 8 acres or 7 football fields. Visit the Vanity Facebook page for updates. We'd love to see you at Vanity. Come check us out.
Whoa! DraftKings. Look at all these blackjack games. You got Spanish 21, Vacation Blackjack, Touchdown Blackjack. What is this? Some big old Vegas buffet we can put in the waffles next to the crab legs? Decide what dessert you want for breakfast? Well, guess what? Smack me in the mouth with all of it. I want it all.
New players can download the DraftKings Casino app and get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credit. Action's so good, watch like anywhere else.
Somebody bring me the cream puffs.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Attention, are you 57 or older? If you or your family members were exposed to asbestos prior to 1983, you may qualify for cash compensation at no out-of-pocket cost. Boilermakers, pipe fitters, welders, or factory workers. Anyone exposed to asbestos may qualify. Call 833-579-5299. This is not a lawsuit against the company you work for. Asbestos exposure can affect the entire family. Call KRW Lawyers today. See if you qualify for cash. 833-579-5299.
Well, it's not somewhere you probably would expect to get your healthcare advice from. Walmart pharmacies, though, nationwide are hosting wellness days from now until 2 this afternoon. So here's how it works. You can get a free health screening at your Walmart location that's closest to you and affordable immunizations at no cost. That includes COVID-19 vaccines. And wellness resources and the opportunity to talk with pharmacists is also open for folks who check out the program today. It's happening until 2 p.m. This is Walmart Wellness Days. Free health screenings at your area Walmart. Hopefully you'll be able to check it out.
If you're a fan of Saturday Night Live, there's not going to be a new episode tonight because of that writer's strike continuing. Many of the writers of your favorite TV shows and movies are on picket lines today. At this time, it's not clear when that strike will end, as the union is asking studios to come to an agreement on compensation.
Well, the World Video Game Hall of Fame has announced its class of 2023.
Yeah, the no-brainer inductees are Wii Sports, which launched with the Nintendo Wii in 2006. It introduced the world to motion controls, plus The Last of Us. That game was a mega hit in 2013 and spawned the critically acclaimed HBO series of the same name.
And a little-known Computer Space that came out in 1971 and is the first commercial coin-operated video game. And Barbie, fashion designer from 1996, also made the list. The museum says the game provided computer game marketed to girls so that they could succeed. It certainly did.
I do remember when the Wii came out.
Yeah.
It changed the face of gaming.
It was revolutionary.
You weren't just sitting anymore.
Right.
You were up and moving. Remember the Wii Fitness? What a big deal that was.
That was huge. Right. I also remember playing like GoldenEye, like back in the day. Yeah, that's right. Nice throwback. All right, we will be back in just a moment.
Michigan's best contemporary is at Telegraph and 12 Mile. And now at Gorman Southfield, save up to 50% off. That's limited time savings of up to 50% off all contemporary at Gorman Southfield. Telegraph and 12 Mile.
Great summer adventures start at the Y. Register your child today for YMCA Summer Day Camp 2023. The Y is the best place on earth for safe outdoor fun and physical education all summer long. Go to ymcadetroit.org for summer day camp locations, information, and registration. Don't wait. Register your child today for the best summer adventure ever at ymcadetroit.org. Great summer adventures start at the Y.
Joe's Produce Gourmet Market in Livonia is celebrating spring. Berries so ripe they burst with flavor. Simply delicious. Grilling season has arrived, and we have a passion for world-class steaks along with the finest and freshest seafood. Joe's offers specialty desserts for any occasion. For the safest way to shop, you can order everything online for curbside pickup. Visit shop.joesproduce.com or download the app.
Honesty, simple and quick.
Clean your carpet.
In upholstery, honesty, simple and quick.
With professional staff.
Friendly service will treat you like family. Honesty, simple and quick. We're the first good experience in quality. Modernistic, celebrating 50 years of simple and quick. See specials and schedule at modernistic.com.
The funny thing about change is, it's never around when you want it. And you really want it when you have an instant game from the Michigan Lottery. With so many to choose from and millions in cash prizes, a little play can make your day. Play large, win large. The new instant game for top prizes up to $2 million and over $179 million in total prizes.
Surprise her on Mother's Day. 1-carat emerald pendants are $69. 1-carat diamond 2-heart pendants $6.99. 1-carat high-grade studs $5.99 and 2-carat tennis bracelets $8.99. Thousands of gifts guaranteed to appraise for double. The Jewelry Exchange, Livonia.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, call 1-800-LAWYERS today. Lost wages, injuries, unpaid medical bills, and even death. When bad things happen, call the law office of Sandler, Shipman, and Harpus. 1-800-LAWYERS. The more you buy, the more you save at Corman's. This weekend for 4 days, save an extra 6 to 14% off already reduced sale prices. Savings on top of savings on the best brands. Buy more, save more at Corman's.
Local 4 named Station of the Year by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Nick Bonacelli.
And I'm Priya Mann. It has been a very busy morning. We're following 2 breaking news stories at this hour.
Yeah, we'll start in Detroit, where a man has died in a fire, but it's how that fire started that is police investigating it.
And for that, let's get right out to our Megan Woods, who's live at the scene of that fire. Good morning, Megan. What are we learning so far?
Well, we're learning from, witnesses that this is a sad situation. They were a close-knit neighborhood, and so many people, as we've been out here this morning, just walking by, driving by, and just stunned by the damage. Let me show you the aftermath here. You see how charred the front of this home is. Witnesses tell us they first started to see the flames on the porch, and that neighbors broke those windows to try to get the man who was in there out, but could not. And take a look at this video that we were able to capture. Now, that is how intense that fire was. And, we're hearing from our sources that this may have started outside of the home with a couple last night fighting, a man and a woman. Police were called, and somehow that man got back into the home. And our sources are saying that the fire could have been intentionally set. But of course, this investigation is still ongoing. And as the home is burning, that man calls the woman he was fighting with earlier. And at one point, she loses contact with him. We now know that man passed away in the fire along with a dog. And again, neighbors are just, heartbroken from this. We spoke to one man who says he's been
coming from our neighborhood. Our houses already don't look like that much, and to see that make it look worse. You know what I'm saying? And it's a tragedy, not just to the family, but to our entire neighborhood, because we are a small, diverse group as it is. So it's very heartbreaking to see that.
Housekeeping. He mentioned how his heart goes out to the family, that they're praying for this family. And again, they're a close-knit neighborhood. So this is very difficult from what they saw last night to knowing that their neighbor has passed on. And then again, the dog that was inside the home also passed away. This is all still under investigation as for right now. Live in Detroit, Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Megan. The other breaking story we're following this morning, westbound I-696 is back open after a deadly wrong-way crash shut down the highway for hours. It happened earlier this morning near Greenfield in Southfield. State police say a wrong-way driver in a 2013 Jeep Grand Cherokee struck a 2022 Ford F-150 head-on. Both drivers were killed instantly in the crash. Investigators are trying to identify the drivers at this hour.
Switching gears to your beautiful forecast, one of my favorite Brandon Ruth phrases is spit and drizzle.
Okay.
He talks about rain. There was a little spit and drizzle yesterday. Today, no.
Yeah.
But
I know. Just wait a little bit and it's going to change. Brandon, today is the day that you want to get outside and just bask in all that sunshine before the spit and drizzle, as it were.
Yes, absolutely. And there will be some more clouds later today, but it's a big day here on the Detroit River. We're at Milliken State Park, and it's Sturgeon Day, but a little sidebar project here. One of the Detroit Public Schools is releasing 100 steelhead salmon into the Detroit River here, one at a time. The students are here. They've been part of the process all along the way, learning from egg to fry to par. I made that up. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but that's par for the course. Anyway, I've got Bob Scholes here, who's with Metro West Steelhead. And what is this all about?
So this is a Salmon in the Classroom project. The state of Michigan will supply schools with eggs for Chinook salmon, and then they get to raise them through the year. They provide the food, and this time of year, once they're big enough, they release them into the water. So
really fascinating stuff, and good for you guys. That's really exciting that somebody's doing that hard conservancy work.
Thank you. Yeah, it's we support 6 different schools within the Metro Detroit area that do this. We help supply the equipment, so they have the equipment, and then the state provides the eggs.
And you're here supervising as well, making sure it all goes well. Well, the weather today, how about we get to that? It is darn nice. 60s all over the place. So, 70 plus is certainly in the mix. So as we look for some more cloud cover later today, but we will see sunshine for the next few hours mixed with some of these wispy clouds. Wet weather stays west. So avoid western lower if you can. We'll see temps settling in the upper 60s, more likely lower 70s and dry. Guys, we are tracking some Sunday showers and storms, and we'll do that with you in a moment live from the Detroit River. Milliken State Park on Sturgeon Day. Back to you.
Brandon, thank you, sir. A family is considering a lawsuit as they claim East Point police assaulted 3 of their children while they were trying to get into an Uber to get home from school. 16-year-old Daniel and his 2 younger sisters say police were doing crowd control after breaking up a fight that they had no part in. When they kept walking to their Uber despite the officer's instructions, they say things turned physical.
I feel like hurt, and I feel hurt physically and emotionally because of what they did. And it wasn't just one policeman, it was 2. And I am only 15 and I'm this small, so I don't see why they have to have 2 policemen on me.
Well, Skyla was only one of the 3 detained. She was given a $385 public nuisance ticket. East Point PD says they have not reviewed the body cam footage yet, but they did receive the family's complaints.
Concerns for a neighborhood in Troy when a clearly sick and aggressive raccoon showed up at their doorstep and they couldn't get help to trap it. They called police and were told to call animal control or the DNR. The DNR said it was not their problem. Oakland County said the same. One of the neighbors described the trouble she went through to contain that raccoon.
Frustrating because no one could seem to tell us what to do. When we informed one of the agencies that we had, in fact, contained the animal, then we were told that that is against the law in Troy to trap wild animals.
Now, typically, the county animal control does not respond to raccoons, but if the animal is dangerous to people, they will and should. The county is investigating how this happened. A once-in-a-generation event to crown a monarch. You're taking a live look over London. The coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla was held only a few hours ago at Westminster Abbey.
More than 11,000 officers were on duty for the largest one-day policing event in decades in London. The ceremony included the crowning of Charles, presentations of ceremonial objects, and his recognition as king by a number of representatives. Among the congregation of 2,300 people, the U.S. was represented by First Lady Joe Biden. Well, hundreds of people laced up their running shoes to race through the streets of Detroit.
That's right. Our Brian Sherman was in the big crowd. We'll hear from him on the other side of the break. And we're taking a live look at downtown Detroit. You can see Belle Isle off in the distance there. 62 degrees, lots of sunshine today, but things are going to take a turn tomorrow. Brandon will break down the timing of those storms on Sunday coming up.
For the biggest selection of pots, baskets, flats, and more, choose Vanity Greenhouse. We have 8 acres under greenhouse cover. That's almost 6 football fields. Make your patio beautiful this season with over 15,000 patio pots to choose from. Visit vanity.com.
People are getting out to walk and bike in higher numbers. More vulnerable road users and higher speed traffic can be a dangerous combination. Crash severity has increased, so if you're driving, be sure to slow down and look for people. There's no need to speed. If you're biking, ride with traffic. If you're walking, avoid stepping into the road if possible. If you have to walk in the street, walk facing traffic. Learn more at walkbikeDriveSafe.org.
The U.S. Mattress Liquidation Sale is on now. Save up to 80% on name brands including Serta, Sealy, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, iComfort, and adjustable bases. Beauty Rest Black Luxury Queen Pillow Top was $36.99, now $925. Stearns & Foster Ultra Firm Queen Mattress was $30.49, now only $765. Sealy Queen Hybrid Mattress was $13.49, now $359. Plus Serta and Sealy mattresses starting as low as $289. Visit any U.S. Mattress location this weekend only. Sale ends Monday.
Don't let a gut bomb destroy your day. Power up with new smoothie bowls. Choose between a pitaya or acai base. Handcrafted with toppings like crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, ripe mangoes, fresh berries, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. Only at Smoothie King.
When you're betting on your favorite players, it has to think like your favorite player. Looking good, young Chuck.
You too, old Chuck.
Getting better with age, like a creamy Dutch Gouda. And same-game parlays on FanDuel are the best way to bet on your favorite players. Hey, how many championships I'm going to win? Wait, don't tell me. I want to be surprised. You're going to be surprised.
New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. FanDuel, official partner of the NBA.
Curtis Kitchen and Bath, the bathroom remodel experts for over 55 years. Start a full remodel of your bathroom with Curtis by May 31st, and we'll give you up to $3,000 cash back. Yes, up to $3,000 cash back. Make upgrades, put it back in the bank, or take that summer vacation. This offer is for a limited time. Call 888-CURTIS-1 to schedule your free showroom or in-home design consultation. Curtis Kitchen and Bath. Easy and affordable. Start here.
Hey, want in on a cool club? Become a WDIV insider. You'll get a voice in local force news coverage, fun giveaways, access to exclusive content, and more. And membership is free. Just go to clickondetroit.com/insider. We think you'll like it.
Beautiful day for I Ran the D, which is the annual race through the streets of, the D.
Yeah, I think it all makes sense in the title there. Brian Sherman was just one of the runners who made it across the finish line. Hey, Brian.
Good Saturday morning, everyone. A beautiful morning here in downtown Detroit. For anything you've got planned, starting to get some of those plants in the ground, enjoying the cool breeze, or you feel like me and thousands of people this morning, we're here in downtown Detroit for the I Run the D 5K, all benefiting the Chad Tough Defeat DIPG Foundation, a 3.1-mile course starting and ending at Comerica Park, all to benefit the foundation. Many people, all walks of life here this morning, supporters cheering on their families, starting behind me through all the sports. We're talking the Red Wings, the Tigers, the Pistons, the Lions. This run represents all walks of Detroit sports, and when you're done, you get the cute medal to go with it. This is a fantastic race, and we couldn't have asked for better weather for it. So if you are going to be traveling through downtown Detroit this morning, you're going to see a lot of people on the streets, but what for a good cause. And this is just one of many races that are starting to kick in now that we're getting into the spring season. Reporting live from Comerica Park, I'm full weather meteorologist Brian Sherman. We'll send it back to you guys.
You know it is a beautiful day when both of our meteorologists are outside.
Exactly, and I love that Brian is in a t-shirt.
Right.
You had some good music pumping there, and he's talking spring.
Right.
Feeling warmer.
It's a good day.
We're heading in the right direction.
Right. Brandon Rue on the other side of Detroit right now, hanging out with the Sturgeon at Sturgeon.
And the jacket is off.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm hanging out with the group, that I belong in, the dinosaurs. The Sturgeon. It's Sturgeon Day here in Detroit. It's something the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy is all about, and we're going to be talking about it, how you and the kids can come on down and enjoy Sturgeon Day. Touch a 6-foot live sturgeon or a 2-foot live sturgeon. Learn about them. More coming up. Right now, it is all about the weather, and, sometimes you plan events like this, you just never know. Early May, it could go any which way, including snow, which we have gotten this year in the month of May already, but none today. Of course, it is 60 degrees in Detroit. We have 62 degrees Ann Arbor. We're looking live on the Detroit River, and you're 15, 16 degrees Celsius across the river, Canada. Happy Saturday. All right, for today, we are going to see conditions into the lower 70s for most of Metro Detroit, looking good, and we will see sky conditions increasing with clouds, and storms will stay across western lower into back through Illinois, and heavy, severe stuff possible as we head into